Okay, hello everybody, and thanks for coming. Get a little bit of a late start tonight, but that's okay. People with traffic issues and stuff driving through downtown, and I'm just going to let all of you introduce yourselves. So, Mr. Fuse guy.
Yeah. James Slusser, WA9MED.
WA9NED.
Mike Echo Delta.
Mike Echo Delta. Okay, and it was James.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Brown, KY-QRP.
Okay,
Bruce Campbell, KM4EHU.
M4EHU, okay.
Dennis Lutz, W2QN.
W2QN, okay. Dennis, did you say?
Dennis.
Okay.
David Nelson, KB4ESN.
Alrighty.
And
Here's
Yeah.
Ken Dawson, AK4HA.
Yeah, we just figure you're gonna sit where that big drink is, so,
Linda Dawson, AK4GZ.
alrighty. And on over to here, the guys that like to sit out of camera range.
Bill DeVore, N4DI2.
JV Young, WA4WWA.
Okay, thanks everybody for giving up at least the start of the basketball game to come on out. You're all kind of spread out, so I'll be swinging the camera a good bit, but that's okay. And I'll leave it on the Dawsons when I'm not swinging it around. Okay, for the November luncheon, the 26th, which we always have on a Thursday, generally in the last half of the month. It's kind of easy this month because the 26th is Thanksgiving, so that leaves us with November 19th. So is that okay with anybody that is planning on attending? Okay. I've already talked to Linda about that, so
You're in good stead then, aren't you?
okay, well,
I do
the
that
next
all the time.
okay, well, the next thing I want to hear about is Cave Run Lake. I understand it was guys only.
That's great.
So what can you tell us about it, Mr. Dawson, Mr. Glenn Dawson?
Well, we had a wonderful time up there. We got up there and the place that Roger had visited before, at that time it was open. And when we got there this time, the last 2 miles of the thing was closed. So we weren't expecting to have to do that, have to walk 2 miles into it. And didn't bring the right shoes for that. And some 2-track had been up in there and kind of really messed the road up. So it made for some strenuous walking. But we got up there and set up, and we had a total of I think it was 20 contacts.
Okay.
That we had 4 side bend, and most of the contacts was made by
Pete.
Pete. Yeah. And he worked Spain and a whole bunch of places.
Okay.
So that just goes to show that there's nothing wrong with my radio. He used mine. I never get that kind of results on it.
Whereabouts in Cave Run do you go?
We went to Limestone Point. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: when you got home, were you tired?
Wore out. Hey, I was tired when I got there to set the rig up. Got rested up enough to make it back. I was tired. I did, to start off with, I wouldn't have taken as much stuff. I was not going to have to walk that far. But and I would have had a better pair of shoes. I had good, big old heavy high top shoes that would have worked great for it. But I didn't realize. So go prepared. Go like it's going to be tough when you go. Learn something every time I go.
Alrighty. Well, that sounds pretty good. Anybody else with? Have you done any other field work? Anybody with field work recently starting to get out of the good weather.
Good weather right now.
Yeah, this week is gonna be pretty good. I'm gonna be mostly tied up with some other stuff, not work, fortunately, but, okay.
My big antenna, lawnmower come down, I put that up, that,
Oh, at your house?
yeah,
Oh, it fell down?
it's supervisor here helped me get through it.
Okay.
Kept me standing upright the whole time. Tied the string back up and we're in good shape.
Uh-huh, okay. Okay, anybody, whoops. Sorry about that, the thing was looking at the ceiling. Anybody else with antenna news? Either something that you're doing for, antennas for field work, or at home, or fixing one that fell down? Anybody?
Roger and I both made it, I don't know whether he's already reported this or not, but we both made a kit that we got from China that's an LCR meter.
Oh, yeah, I think he had it.
Did you mention that? Okay.
Yeah, he had it for show and tell last month, I think,
okay.
so that was pretty good. Well, there's old Wilson recovered from his fall. He's got his hard hat on this time.
It's nice to see all you teenagers.
Yeah, where are they?
It's all relative.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty cool. I didn't take the time to look at it real close, but he was pretty excited about that because he put it all together and it fired it up and it worked right off the
And
bat.
it was fun to watch him do it too, I think. We did it over at his place. It was really a lot of fun. He's a fine guy. I really like him. To see him have some success like that was just, it was
And
cool.
you.
Yeah, mine worked too, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool, excellent. Excellent, 2 for 2 then.
Loretta fixed the supper, so thanks,
You
Loretta.
could go bat for the Royals.
Loretta fixed supper and that made it
You
great.
had a good day. Okay,
Then we played dominoes.
Now we watched the comedy book.
Oh, that's right. We over by.
okay, well, anything else on antennas, equipment, kits? Anybody, bought a kit? Oh, that's right, you were gonna show us, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I finished up that 2-meter dipole, it's a VHF dipole, it's cut for 130 night cycles for the air band, but it can be trimmed down to 2 meters.
Uh-huh, okay.
But, that pretty much came out of the sketches that were included in electronics air band receiver.
Okay,
And, basic PVC pipe, 2 pieces of aluminum tubing, threaded them up with taps at home.
mm-hmm,
And we have a piece of pre-cut 75 ohm cable TV cable. Cut one of the connectors off one end, fanned it out, connected it up with I,
mm-hmm, okay.
put it together like that.
But is that aluminum?
Yeah, they're just aluminum poles. I started using brass weld rod, but they were too long. They started drooping.
Yeah.
And the first little movement it kinked, and so those went, and then went to 1/4 inch aluminum. And it's a lot easier to work with, real soft.
Okay, and it's for 132,
That's for 132,
but
but
what's up there in the air band at 132?
bluegrass
Yep,
field.
yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Another foundation.
Okay.
Like last week, I was listening to like Indianapolis Center.
Yeah, all
Has
the
a
time.
bunch of frequencies.
Yeah, I listen up there too, but it's, I was listening like 119, 120, down closer down that way. than
Well,
30.
there's some stuff there too, but really, there's stuff all over the band. If you need the frequencies, send me an email.
Okay.
And I'll send them to you, because I've been compiling them for my global tuners.
Oh, cool.
And also because I haven't typically done that much aircraft listening, but there's nothing else to listen to anymore. There's not very much to listen to anymore. So I'm catalog everything that's going on, and I listen to a bunch of the Indy Center frequencies.
Well, now, is the commercials stuff up in the 800 megahertz band?
Probably some of it, but a lot of that is where the digital is, and a lot of them are using encryption.
Okay.
So,
State police is still unencrypted, I think.
yeah. State Police is P25 unencrypted, KU is P25 unencrypted, and there's the VA hospital has some P25 unencrypted. So I can hear them. So, but most of the digital is encrypted, not all, but most of it. So, okay, but that looks good,
You can,
Bruce,
and you can almost mount it any way you want, horizontally.
or vertical, yeah.
It was made for, where my son lives, he has a balcony on the second floor, with a railing on it, and we strapped it to the railing, vertically polarized.
Okay.
Is most of the aircraft vertically polarized?
If you're right on top of them, yeah.
Yeah.
If you go down to the airport, you'll see all the vertical antennas.
So they're all vertical, so your fellow would be better off making one vertical if you were gonna,
You would, but we didn't find any difference,
okay.
whether it's vertical or horizontal, no difference at all. But it'll mount to a post or anything else, on a deck or anything, just for easy listening. Now, it's not hardened or weatherproof, so, and I think it raises QRP, because if you put any high power in it, it might just get a little too hot. So it is a QRP antenna.
Have you done any of the transponders, the digital?
No.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that.
And I'm making a companion coaxial dipole for it also, but I'm figuring out how to mount the thing rigidly, so I may have that done by next time. And then a pair of similar antennas for 450.
I think you'll find that on the fringes that polarization will make a great deal of difference.
He would.
Yeah.
He lives in Versailles, and he can see the
Yeah.
construction lights at the airport. He's-
Hey, you hear them on a wet noodle, probably.
Sure.
Right. The end of your coax.
We can would have been interesting.
Hmm?
With all the jets coming in this week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most of those folks have gone home, but yeah, I understand they had one runway, they just closed it because they needed it for parking place. And all the jets were just parked out there. Dennis, do you want to just tell us a little bit about, what all you do related to QRP or anything going on in Shelby County?
Haven't done anything much with QRP.
Okay.
I've got some good friends that do it. And,
Uh-huh,
we get out twice a year and go up to Jefferson Memorial Forest there in Jefferson County.
okay,
And there's several of those guys that'll play with it and everything like that. I'm strictly into HF and, voice and everything like that. But,
okay.
I came down here to meet everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm part of the Red Cross Emergency Communications team, and I work with Wendy down here, so I thought it'd be a good idea to come up here and meet these guys and introduce myself.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Yeah, we had a meeting at the Lexington Ham Fest, which of course is in Lawrenceburg, and some fellas there told us about the meeting in the field event in Louisville.
Right.
And that sounds like a lot of fun.
We go up usually on a Friday and we'll camp out and we'll do everything from battery power to generators to, and it's a good day for camaraderie. We'll pack up and come home on Sunday. We call it radioactive weekend, and it usually happens in May and then in October.
Okay.
And we canceled this October because of weather, but
Okay.
it's a lot of fun. And I missed the Lawrenceburg Ham Fest this year. I was out of town.
Well, we had decent weather for it. We didn't have a monsoon this year like we did last year. So, okay.
Did anybody make it to Hazard for the Ham Fest this weekend?
Anybody?
Is that Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, and that, now we're kind of getting out of Hamfest season, but, and I know I've mentioned this before, but it's worth saying again that if anybody goes to a Hamfest and if you want, have a KY-QRP meeting there, mainly thinking in terms of Hamfest in the state, and just work it out with the people running the Hamfest to get you a meeting room and figure out a time, and then you can and have them announce it on the PA. And I'm not a big Hamfest goer. I go to ours, the Bars Hamfest, and I go to Richmond. In fact, this year I haven't been to, and didn't go to any others. So, we had, you know, like between 12 and 15 people at the Hamfest meetings that I ran at Lexington and also at Richmond. And the bulk of the people were people that we hadn't seen before. Because, you know, it's difficult to come to Lexington on a Monday night. There's a lot of folks around there doing QRP stuff that we haven't had the opportunity to meet.
You know, one thing that might be neat to do at one of those, in addition to what you started putting in, you know, getting a little meeting going at those, is to have some kind of little show and tell. Just kids.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
I don't mean them, you don't have to set up antennas or anything
Yeah.
like that, just.
Yeah, we talked about, and Smokey, this man wants to talk to you about the shack.
It's open Saturday, every morning, 9 o'clock.
Well, he lives in Shelby County. Is there any way you could sneak
Like I
him
said,
down?
every Saturday at 9 o'clock. You want my phone number to make sure I'm gonna be there. What do you need to know?
I just would like to take a look at it. I'm part of the Red Cross team and work with Wendy out here.
Okay, no problem.
I just want to get a
So
little.
your name is Lutz?
Yes.
Okay. Well, they call me Smokey, but I don't know. Today, the world could have blown up around me and I wouldn't have cared.
You fellas look like you know each other already.
Hey, Chris,
Why is
Yeah.
that?
Dennis sent me an email
Uh-huh.
I think I did.
requesting information, and I responded, and then I also forwarded.
Oh,
it to
okay, so they have had some,
Smokey, so
they have had previous communication.
they just don't recognize each other yet.
I work with Scott. I'm out of Territory 4, but like I said, Territory 4 and Territory 5, which is here, we're developing a communications team.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted the information of what you guys have down here, is because if anything happens in this area, number one, I'm coming to Lexington. Not to interfere with you guys, but to kind of be a liaison between the Red Cross and you all. I'm also the ASEC for Aries out of Region 3, which,
Yeah, I need to talk to you about that stuff.
Yeah, well, and then the bar, be sure to identify yourself to the bar's meeting, which starts at 7:30, because they're the main club, and definitely have a public service orientation. So we're just a little, you know, special interest group,
I
so.
set my watch on, got up here early.
You get two for the price of one,
There
yeah,
you
because
go.
you're a QRP or and an emergency guy, excellent.
I need people to run for office.
Okay, but anyhow, Glenn, when you were talking about doing show and tell and stuff, were you thinking in terms of having somebody set up or just like to show a kit they built? or
Yeah,
something?
some kits and things like, anybody had something that they built, they want to come
Yeah.
bring in to show this is what it is. It's not expensive. You know, one of the big things you hear from hams, or potential hams, is it's gonna cost me a lot of money to be a ham.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
That's
you know,
what
I
it
think,
stands for, had a lot of money.
yeah. And it can cost you a lot of money, you know, and yes, probably most of us have got a lot invested in it, dollars invested in it.
Yeah.
But you can build equipment. You know, this girl here put together a transceiver for $2.14, you know? So it can be done.
Yeah, yeah, we've talked about that, about having a show and tell at those, and I think probably need to emphasize it a little more so that people will know to bring their stuff when they come. And then we also talked about the possibility of, you know, setting up, and the problem is if you go in there and you set up all your antennas and your gear and stuff like that, and you're gonna miss the Hamfest.
Yeah.
So-
And I wasn't, you know, if somebody's gonna be in there all the time,
Yeah,
you could just leave the stuff there, you know?
yeah.
I'd throw the antenna out the window.
Yeah. Smokey can put the antenna up.
Yeah, we'll just
Throw
make
the
Smokey in
antenna out
charge
the
of that.
window, but Throw whoever's operating out the window.
We want a rhombic put up.
Yeah, there you go.
Alrighty, well, it's 7:25, so let me issue sort of a last call for anything related to QRP. Anybody? Nice crowd as people have filtered in here a little bit. So, yes, sir.
There's a magnetic storm forecast for tonight.
Oh, aren't you just got all kinds of good news, huh?
I thought it was just over.
Maybe it's just over.
No, I meant the last few days.
Well, actually, the bands have been really good about the last 5 to 7 days. And I think what our bearer of bad news over here is saying, they're gonna go in the toilet.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Way to go, Bruce.
Well, I've done my good deed.
Okay, one last call. Anything else? And if not, we'll wrap it up and let bars get set up for their meeting. Thank you all for coming. Dennis, good to see you again. James, good to see you again. Good to see you, period. James, good to see you again. And Wilson, it's good to see you back from Minnesota. They had originally said it was Wisconsin, but I understand it's Minnesota, right? Thank you all.
This thing says GeoMag.